Good morning, Virgo. Welcome back to Tarot with Kat. I'm Kat. It is Monday, December 1st, and this is going to be your weekly tarot reading for December 1st through December 8th. So, yeah, we've had, so November 27th, Saturn went back direct after being in retrograde along with like a bunch of other planets. Excuse me. And so all through the month of November, we were kind of pulled back. A lot of people felt pulled. The energies were like causing us to re-examine things in our past, causing us to like go through all these things that were challenging for sure. But now Saturn has gone back direct along with other planets which are causing this thing which they call a grand water trine. I'm not going to go too much into it because I will misspeak. I catch myself misspeaking all the time on these videos and I cringe. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just said the wrong suit, or I just said the wrong. But essentially, this is the kind of astrological thing that astrologists only see, like hope to see in their lifetime. It hasn't happened in maybe even in human history, but definitely not in my lifetime. As opposed to other astrological things that we talk about all the time that are okay, like everybody's heard of Mercury in retrograde because it's so common. It happens like every other Tuesday, it seems like, because Mercury is a fast planet, so that's not an uncommon thing to have a short period of time where Mercury is spinning in retrograde, pulling things kind of backward a little bit. But what I'm talking about is this grand water trine is something much, 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 much bigger. Big, huge shifts and changes for people who are aware of the energies and everything and taking advantage and doing their due diligence. For people who aren't, who are just feeling the energies, it's a powerful time, is all I'm going to say. So let's see what the tarot has to say for you this week, shall we, Virgo? I'm putting descriptions for all of my tarot decks, which you can't really see in this video, but I've got a bunch out here, which I took out for my special Thanksgiving tarot reading, which I hope you'll go check out. But I decided to switch up decks this week. So I'm going to be using my not oldest, but the deck I've owned the longest. This deck I've probably had for like 30 years. It finally popped up. I finally found it. So in a bag that I traveled with somewhere. So anyway, I'm using that. It's a traditional Rider-Waite deck. I kind of hate that Pixie's name's not on it, but her initials are on almost all the cards, all except the Fool card, which is kind of interesting that she snuck her initials on every single one except for the Fool card. Anyway, we are coming up, Virgo, this week. Virgo, you are coming up as this Knight of Swords. And so you're coming up as the Knight of Swords. You're being crossed by your challenge obstacle awareness by a Seven of Swords. You're bringing with you in your subconscious tool shed a King of Swords. Look at all the swords coming up for you this week, Virgo. All this air. You're stepping out of in your immediate past in November. Queen of Swords, more swords, and then up here in your crown. Beautiful. Major Arcana, the Sun. That's gorgeous. That's beautiful to have in your crown. Stepping into your immediate future, a Seven of Pentacles. You and your environment this week, Virgo, are feeling like the Ace of Cups. Your environment is giving you a beautiful Ten of Pentacles. Your hopes and fears, Lovers, the Lovers card. Final potential outcome, Seven of Cups. Beautiful, interesting spread, Virgo. Okay, we're going to pull one more card, and I have changed this deck as well. I was using my holographic Rider-Waite deck. Now I'm using, it's called the Arcanum. It's the tarot, kind of with a little oracle mixed in because they've added some keywords, and they've also, I like it because it presents the reversed, and so it's meant to read reversals. Normally, in these general readings, I don't do reversals. I turn them right side up as they come down. But if I'm doing a really specific reading, I'll sometimes do reversals, but usually only if it's like a major arcana reversed, or because they don't, yeah. So anyway, but this one has the reversals and has already been shuffled and split up in such a way as to flip half of it to make sure we get hopefully an equal mixture of uprights and reversals. So far, all of my readings have been upright with this card. But here will be our clarification or confirmation card from our Arcanum. At the end, it'll give us further clarification, but we'll keep it hidden until then. All right, Virgo. Coming up is this Knight of Swords, rushing in with swift communication and action. Swords are all about communication, thoughts, ideas, reasoning. It can represent higher education. This is the swiftest of all the knights, the Knight of Swords. Well, him along with the wands, but he's really rushing in swiftly. He can be hastiness. He can signify hastiness. If this is you, because you are the Querent, this is somebody with rush in and with what you want to say kind of energy. Okay? Could be a little on the hasty side. Because look, you're being crossed by this seven of swords. Look out, the seven's about. It's a card of sneaking and thievery and people putting one over on you, and he's sneaking off with 5 of the 7 swords. So yeah. So that's crossing you this week. You're I think for whatever you're going through, you're wary of that this week and you're wanting to rush in. So I think you have to be careful of rushing in. When you're crossed by this 7 of swords, you don't want to be too hasty. You want to look before you leap. You are bringing with you a King of Swords down here. So he is in control, in charge, in command, logic, reason. He can sometimes be cold and disconnected from his emotions. He could lack empathy, the King of Swords. This is the energy you're bringing with you, Virgo, in your subconscious this week to this situation. You're stepping out of your immediate past with the Queen of Swords energy in November. So this could be somebody in your life, not a female necessarily, because they're genderless, the tarot cards. Somebody with Queen of Swords energy, possibly an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your life, who values reason, logic, and is very nurturing in your life. That could be a person in your life. It could also be just the energy that you're coming out of, having to have exercised. So here in your crown, we've got this beautiful sun. I love the sun card in your crown. It's happiness. It's happiness in action. So you got this flowing red scarf in motion. And so it's happiness in motion, and it's things happening, but it's pure joy and abundance. And yeah, beautiful in your crown. So just focus on that. That's where your crown is. That's where your attention should be. That's where your focus should be. That's what you have. That's what you should meditate on right now, Virgo. You're stepping into in mid-December a 7 of Pentacles. So this is a card of pressing on. It's interesting. You got a 7 here, and you've also got a 7 as your potential final outcome. That would be associated with the Chariot, which is the 7th major arcana, which is all about balancing out forces to keep pressing forward and making forward progress. So 7s are about trying to make forward progress, okay? So this 7, he's really appreciating his Pentacles and what's happening so far. He's like, okay, this is going okay, but I'm seeing some success, but now what? How do I make it grow more? What do I need to do? So that's what you're going to be focused on mid-December, Virgo. You're going to be feeling this week in your environment, Virgo, this Ace of Cups. So aces are all just new beginnings of things. It's ideas that haven't even been put into motion yet, but you're wanting connection. You're wanting new connections, new love, new emotional connection. No wonder coming out of all these swords, all this air, that you would want some water. So you're hoping for some water, which is beautiful. You're feeling the Ace of Cups because we're going into this grand water trine. Everybody's feeling a lot of water, a lot of cups with the grand water trine going on. So your environment around you, beautiful 10 of Pentacles. So great abundance is when it comes to health, wealth, finances. And this is like generational wealth. It's a 10. It's a new beginning. It's not the end of a cycle. It's the beginning of just ongoing wealth is what the 10 of Pentacles is. So it's a 1. It's a 1 and a 0, which is a 1, which is new beginnings. So that's in your environment this first week of December. You're hoping, I think, for this Lovers. I mean, look, you're feeling an Ace of Cups, so you're hoping for new connections, passion. There's a volcano in the middle of the Lovers. So this card represents passion, creativity, and new connections, new relationships, whether they be romantic or friendship or work connections on like a deep level. That's the Lovers card. And that's what you're hoping for, no less, which is beautiful because you got that beautiful sun in your crown. And look at the sun. It matches the sun in the Lovers card. And it's just beautiful. And then final potential outcome is your other 7. So remember what I said about the 7s. They're all about balancing things out so I can keep making forward progress. So here you've got these cups, these overflowing cups, but here the 7 of Cups is all these choices, all these beautiful different things you could choose from. There's all these different things, and you don't, you're not sure which to choose. You have so many options. It can be analysis paralysis because there's so much to choose from. So I wonder what our final clarification is going to be. I'm so curious. I want it to be something about clarifying that, and that 7 of Cups card is that, I mean, I feel like with all this abundance going on in your environment and the sun in your crown, that something really cool is coming your way. And I think that's going to open up a lot of different options, and you might be not sure which to choose. I'm so curious. Let's find out what your clarification card is, Virgo. And again, it's upright, it's clarity. Clarity. So I love it. Another upright. I mean, that is so cool. It's the 4 of Cups reversed is what it is. So the 4 of Cups reversed, which I don't usually do these. I don't, and that's beautiful though. The 4 of Cups reversed is clarity. Because the 4 of Cups is like not being satisfied with what's being offered. And like 7 of Cups is not clarity. 4 of Cups is clarity. So that's cool. It says, let go of apathy and embrace what is here. Shift your perspective to see new possibilities. Shift your perspective to see new possibilities. Clarity. It means awakenings, new outlook. The 4 of Cups reversed. Awakenings and a new outlook for you is what's coming. Interesting. I'm enjoying this new Arcanum deck and doing our confirmation card with this new Arcanum deck. If you have liked this reading, please hit the thumbs up button, Virgo. And I hope to see you here next week. Hit that subscribe button. Be one of my first 500. We'll do extended reads. We'll do the I Ching and much more. And you'll get yours for free. So become a VIP. Have a blessed week. We'll see you next week, Virgo.